Clara actually had an article of hers published very recently in the Hong Kong PR Professionals Association newsletter, which was entitled, "Are PR Professionals an Endangered Species?" Perhaps this is dooming ourselves all to failure, asking this at the very beginning of this discussion. But Clara, would you like to just elaborate a little bit on what you were talking about in the article?
Well, I am actually very glad I thought I might be shot dead by, publishing that article, which is a little bit controversial. I guess the industry has been growing in the last couple of years and really had not been affected by the financial tsunami and remain in a very strong position. But then I thought it's the best of times for the industry, but it's also the worst of times. And I felt that if we look at the way the industry had been developing in the last couple of decades, is that the bulk of the PR practitioners' time are spent on traditional media, on media relations, like 90% or even 100% of some PR practitioners' time are spent on media relations or some form of stakeholder communications. However, with the rise of social media, the whole world of influence has kind of turned upside down. And so what is the role for PR practitioner if now the middleman is kind of moving away, and that the social media is playing a significant role on the purchase decision of consumers. So what will be the role of PR practitioners? I guess that was the premise of the article that was triggering what I was thinking in the last couple of years. And so I felt that PR practitioners are endangered species if we continue the route of doing traditional media relations and just spending the bulk of your time trying to influence the media. Now, media remain extremely important in the equation. However, with the rise of social media, every PR practitioner and every communications and marketing professionals would need to embrace the social media as well as the digital world. And I was reading some very interesting statistics in the last couple of months, like, the proportion of Facebook user as a proportion of population in Hong Kong actually outstripped that of the US. And so that's a very important statistics that we need to keep in mind when we are trying to influence consumer behavior, because I don't believe that the role of PR practitioner, in the past we've been named as the spin doctor, which is actually a derogatory kind of label, but we are in the business of influence and reputation management, but we haven't quite managed the reputation of our own profession. So I thought it's very important that now is the time for us to really master it and manage the reputation of the overall industry and try to kind of make a mark and redefine what public relations is. And really working with the advertising industry, the digital consultancy, etc. How do we master this whole new world? The old marketing fundamental was, you need to manage the 4 Ps. But I really believe that the new generation of the winners is not those who will be able to master the 4 Ps of marketing, because the 4 P has kind of outdated already. The new regime is what we call the 4E. So we are moving from the 4P to the 4Es. So it's no longer about products, it's about experience. It's no longer about pricing, but it's about the exchange of value that you get. And it's no longer about promotion, but it's about how you get your consumer to be an evangelist for your product and really be your advocate. And it's no longer about distribution. It's managing just the place, but it's also managing every place, because you are bombarded and lived in a world where you are constantly influenced by your Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. So I think the whole context has evolved and changed, and if PR practitioners remain in our comfort zone, we'll become like the dinosaur that will eventually extinguished. So